Hey everybody, this is Rydo and we are back to Hearthstone. Let us start. So let's start by trading this out. Hunter, Mage, Warlock, Druid, great, everybody's overlapping. I missed the Tavern Brawl last time, so let's do it quickly. Shoot, I gotta create a deck. In the Sunwell lies unlimited power and the power is yours. Start each game with 10 mana and see what you can do with it. Interesting. So, Druid and 7 plus. I mean, there's really no reason to. I get to start a turn, put a minion from your deck. This. Should I have Cthulhu in my deck? I think maybe just as an insignificant, unimportant character. Here we go, get him. Wish I had two of those. Ragnaros, him. Let's see. This guy. The thing is, there's like really no 10 mana spells. So we gotta start thinking about things that really don't matter. Some of these 9s. Gain +1/+1 at the end of the turn. Divine Shield. We could probably get rid of those. That one. Give Cthulhu +2/+2. Whenever you draw a card, put in a copy in your hand. Probably great card there. +1/+1 for everybody. Alright. This one now. That one. Whenever you summon a beast. This one. This one. So now we're trying to think, like, what spells? What little spells would be useful instead of... It's like nothing. I don't think anything is really that useful. How could it be? Gain 10 mana crystals to discard your hand. That's not really that useful. Yeah, destroy all minions. And 2/2 Trance. There we go. War Golem. Probably get rid of that. That's 30 again. Swipe's not gonna work. 5 damage is not gonna work. See, the weirdness here is just how everything's gonna work. We'll see. We'll try that. It's really just a system here. If we're gonna start with 10 mana crystals to play our most expensive legendary cards with no real strategy. I don't really feel like in all the cards that Hearthstone has, you really can play a strategy of 10 mana creatures. I just don't think they've thought that way at all. So I wanted to get rid of everything because there's 2 main cards that would be very helpful. And I don't have either one of those. Let's see. Ragnaros. This. Attack the face. In the turn. It's gonna get him to 21 in the first turn. Next one we go Kel'Thuzul. Deal 4 damage, deal another 4 damage, use all 10 of your mana. Interesting choice. Well, let's give Kel'Thuzul a break for a while and do Doom Caller.
You have already lost.
So I imagine whoever goes first is just going to have such an advantage here. having 10 mana and going first is surely way more helpful than going second and having the coin. She's going for cheaper alternatives to play more cards. I don't feel like that's particularly the best move. Let's see.
Minions, servants, soldiers of the cold dark. For the wild of captains.
You win.
There we go. We've got our bonus. We got our victory. So we got that card pack. We can open the card pack. And I think for Druid we'll just play that 2 more times. I want to get a better feel of that deck and all. So E3 is now over. There really wasn't any real reveal on day 3. I think that's probably pretty typical for E3. Everything, the announcements happen in really the first day. What is really weird is I just watched like the best trailers of E3, some YouTube video that some really not hugely popular YouTuber simply made a compilation of trailers and put it on there, which I think is fair use because it's for it's promotional material. So I mean, I think you're giving people permission to use it. So even at that, it may still be fair use because you made a compilation address. Anyways, watching those trailers, I didn't see almost any of the trailers on that video. Watching streams of the announcements and all of that on, mostly I was watching Giant Bomb. I was watching some other things. There's a lot of things on Twitter. I'm following Kojima Productions. He sort of posted a lot. I'll probably have to mute him before too long. So yeah, I think I got a lot more from just seeing the trailers as far as hype. I'm not sure if that really is the right thing to do or something I should have done, but I'm thinking I'm slightly more interested because of that. So which one do I want to go?
To my side.
So he's gonna summon an animal companion. This feels like they don't have any cards. Do I have like way more legendaries than an average Hearthstone player now? Is that really the case?
I am Rafa, the supreme archaeologist.
Fill your board with 2-3 minions. Here, we'll just give a minion 10-10. And I don't think there's a reason to do this, but we'll get that armor. So, a couple of games were not mentioned at E3, but then mentioned later. The creator of Bayonetta wants to make a Bayonetta 3. Yay! No real plans or actually have been started or anything. The guy working on Beyond Good and Evil 2 is definitely sure they haven't canceled it, although I don't think he's really working on it, if we're gonna be fair. Do I give him 10-10? I think I do.
Yes.
So those two things. Alison Road got canceled. It's odd that it was straight up canceled. Because Team 7, or is it Team 17, the people of the creators of Worms, I think it's Team 7, pulled Alison Road from the Kickstarter, and which wasn't going to succeed, I don't think. And I could be wrong about that. And said we'll fund it, and then they split, which probably to me indicates that Allison Road is not a game capable of successfully being made and released by the people who want to make it and release it.
Minions,
I just don't think.
soldiers of the
My guess is there's just not enough skill there to do that. Misdirection. Oh no!
spectacular.
He won! He won!
Well played.
He won! All he has to do is hit me in the face. One misdirection, one very powerful misdirection, and he won the game. Shifting. What else is going on? Finished the Silent Age. An amazingly straightforward adventure. Amazingly straightforward. There were no red herrings in that game at all. You picked up a pair of scissors, you used it to cut a piece of string. Literally that. That straightforward. I'm so used to in point-and-click adventure games, and I so much want in point-and-click adventure games for you to pick up a scissors and then use it on a wallpaper or something. Something's really strange. Or some stranger's hair. Something you wouldn't immediately realize that the scissors could be used for or should be used for. Would be your desire there. And that just never happened. The story was so blatantly obvious. Everything about that game, it was just a mediocre game made in a modern time, and all I was left with at the end is thinking, why did you even bother to make the game? There were some things I was thinking they could have done. They certainly run a good point where they could have said that the main character was dyslexic or have some other learning disability. It certainly seems like that very well could have still been the case, but they didn't do anything with it at all. There was really no point in doing it. Almost all the achievements were reached, by the way, by just playing the game, but some of them, I will admit, did require me to go do some specific movements, so it wasn't 100% story-based progress as far as that, which is fine. But it was just so mediocre. I didn't hate the game. I didn't love the game. It was just a game. Here we go. So with this guy on your first turn, he's just gonna fill the deck with characters. It would be a little unsurprising if he didn't manage to, if I don't manage to attack on my first turn and do almost 30 damage.
You win.
Well, don't have to play any further with that, that's fine. What else? There's this game that was released. It was a compilation of 3 like mini games called Radiator 2, and they're like gay themed mini games. They're more than just gay themed mini games though. They're really weird mini games that don't in any way really connect to realities. And they're so short. I thought about playing it as a goof, like how they do that, and I still kind of thought that was funny, but I don't know if anybody else did. And I wouldn't be upset if everybody said no, they didn't like it, particularly since I just recorded it totally wrong and have no interest really to go back and fix that mistake. So, like, I was thinking about doing it, but I would just say, well, these mini games kind of suck, because they kind of suck, and that's where this whole whole thing would end.
I bleed for
I would much rather prefer to play a good game that had a gay character than a bad collection of not really games that is only getting any coverage because it is free and because it's gay themed. So, what else was there? What else? I'm doing terrible on production. You can see it's 6:04 p.m. first recording of the day. I've not really done a lot of recording. I did Bone before I did the Silent Age. That was ridiculous. Barely made like 6 recordings out of that. So I really need to find a point-and-click adventure game that's actually going to take me a decent amount of time. Alright, do I want to do a taunt? Or do I want to see if I can kill some guys? Let's see if we can kill some guys.
My dream ends. That was a mistake. I trust. That was a mistake.
End the turn there. Let's see. What else? What else? What else? I've already said it about E3, I think, but I'll just restate it because I just thought it and didn't say it. Overall, E3 looked good. It seems like E3 itself, as a convention, may have some troubles in the future. That there may just be some difficulty.
Obey the call of Kel'Thuzad.
Some difficulty getting people to actually pay and be a part of it. But for 2017 in the game industry, it seems alright. Seems like it's gonna be alright. At the end of your turn, add the dream card. Done. Does not activate that turn. So, there's the Druid victories. I really guess don't have too much to say, so let's continue playing this. We can look at what I got to ranked as far as this. It's like, I got to ranked 18 in Standard and in Wild. But in Standard, I am at rank 20, so if I was going to play anything ranked, I need to play Standard rank to get that to 18, and I don't think I'm going to. Let's see, we need Hunter, and we need Hunter, Mage, and Priest and Warlock. So let's edit this. Just delete. And I don't think it really matters one way or the other. Hunter, all you need to do really is come back here, get a couple of the really big things. Definitely get all these. That's 22. And we'll stop right here. And then we'll come over here. Take this, take this. Your hero is immune while attacking. That'll be an interesting one. So that's straight up 30 now. Then we have to ask ourselves, is there any spell that's really worth it. I think a couple misdirections is probably an interesting thought. I don't know if a Call of the Wild is. Give Cthulhu, we get rid of that. Get another misdirection. Snake pits, animal summoning, unleash the hounds. Kill command, deal 3 damage. There's obviously some card, some spell out here that would destroy something with a really high attack. But I don't know which one it would be. It looks like that's good enough though. So yeah, E3 makes the next year look good. Next week is going to be the Steam Summer Sale by all indications. So that'll certainly help me with that. Dreamfall Chapters is releasing its final section, so when that comes out completely, I will probably get all of that to see what that game is about. I'm probably going to try and fill in some things and get some newer things, get the last few Lego things. I'd like to finish up the Lego stuff because there is a very good argument here that since I'm getting worse and worse about actually finishing and recording as much as I used to, I'm sliding back.
The supreme archaeologist.
Because of that, I need to probably get rid of the Lego series. I want to fill in, I'm just trying to fill in the recordings for the next couple of months, and then I'll be into October, and then I want to get through October rather fast, and then be into November and December, back to our regular recording stuff. Captive Minecraft 4, did I talk about that? Captive Minecraft 4 came out. I played it for a while, and then I eventually got bored halfway through and cheated through the rest of it. It's getting a lot of views, a nice spike of views. I am certainly considering though, maybe I should take out the HD 1080p 60 frames per second at the end of my titles. Frankly, I don't see other people doing it. I just don't see other YouTubers putting any indicators or anything. I see, when I look at my YouTube feed, I see just simple sentences that describe the video. Not a number for an episode, usually. Not proper punctuation or anything. Not the fact that it's in HD. Not the name of the creator. Sometimes they'll put the name of a series after it instead of the before it, so they'll put like the title of the episode, then the name of the series. And I just don't know. I don't know if any of that really matters, or if it's simply just a case of you get more views because you're a big YouTuber, or they get more views because they're a big YouTuber, and there's nothing else to it. So I'm thinking about making a change. I may not, I probably won't. Certainly some things I would like to change, definitely. If I could, let's see, return a minion to his owner's hand. Which one do we want? This one?
Job's done.
Hit this guy. What else? What else? What else? Let's see. Let's see. Besides just being tired, though, and lazy, and not getting as many recordings done as I'd like, I'm overall in good spirits. I mean, I'm kind of beating myself up for not working enough, but see, when I'm in the jovial mood, if that's how you pronounce that word, it's like, it's all cool, man. I'll just sit around. Oh, we can talk about this. I watch OMG Chad every now and then, and he puts up a thing on his YouTube channel that's just about him, and he's nasally talking about his channel, kind of complaining. He's saying he's not happy with the quality of the things he's produced and the Twitch things he's streamed, which, by the way, Twitch has sued some bot creators, which I guess is good for them, whatever. I'm gonna lose this one. And he's just saying, when he feels like he's just doing the same video as he did yesterday, it really upsets him, and he just doesn't want that. And how he wants to make his channel this kind of format where he does different things all the time, and I'm like, well, okay. He wants to make it kind of like it's a TV show, and I'm like, well, in comparison to mine, I'm not gonna say I know anything better than him. He has way more views than me, so, and way more viewers, so he's certainly doing something right. But in comparison, I kind of live, breathe, and love to repeat myself. It works really well in this field. To be forgetful to say the same thing over again. It's not the best ever. It'd be great if I could always have new and interesting commentary, but usually you do end up repeating yourself. Usually there's nothing that different you can say about one game that you can't say about another. Either a game is good or bad. Either the gameplay is repetitive or unique. The worst response that I often, or on rare occasions, do is I say this is not fun. When the game is not fun, and that's about the least informative, least helpful thing ever. But sometimes that's the only thing to say. Give a minion +5/+5 at the start of your turn, you must destroy it. I think we can work with that card. So and eventually he just resolves that he's gonna put up videos on his channel when he feels like it, that he's proud of, and I don't know about these internal. I mean, right now I'm blogging about what's going on in my life, what's going on my channel, but I don't know if these internal breakdowns are the right move for anybody. It's like, clearly being upset is not the time to record, in my opinion. Take a breath. OMG Chad just got back from E3. So, like, why is he not on a high from that? Why is he not happy about that? Why does there have to be some other issue? I don't know. Now, I will say his channel is kind of not consistent, and consistency is key. And if he's lost any views, I would heavily suspect it's not because of anything else. I would heavily suspect it's because he's got OMG Chad on YouTube, he's got OMG Minecraft, he's working on several other like podcasts and things, and running his store, and just when you have all of those things going on at the exact same time, it does kind of make sense that you would be so stretched. And he even said it himself. He said he didn't have the bandwidth to do things. It's like, yeah, you're stretched too thin. Speaking of bandwidth, I had to reset my router to lose all my settings, and now I'm starting over from scratch, which is interesting. I need to buy a new router. In fact, my router, it had been set in like mixed mode, so it could do 802.11b, 802.11g, and 802.11n. And finally I just said, you know what, I'm just going to turn it up to N and see if there's any actual devices in my house anymore that would not be able to handle that. And it turns out that there really isn't. I have like a Wii in a box somewhere that I know probably can't handle G, but I think everything's pretty much backwards compatible, and I think if I got up to an 802.11 AC or whatever it's called now, whatever the newest one is, that the things would still work pretty well. I think getting a faster speed, faster processor, more RAM in the router would help me a little bit as far as online gaming, but not probably much anything else. Upload is still heavily limited by my internet things. I had to turn on quality of service to limit how much upload I use to a little bit less than I actually am allocated, because the quality of service that my internet service provider does is simply not good. It is not good. It will totally allow you, when you're uploading YouTube videos, to take all of your upload to the point where you can't have that 1 megabit or 1 kilobit even of space to tell a website to go reload this website. I want to download this website, so give me your news copy. That's a very small fetch command. I think it's actually called fetch, and it takes a very small amount of upload. But if the massive amount of upload from your videos is taking everything you've got, well, then you can't send the fetch command, and you can't use all that extra download. In comparison, it's like I have 65 megabytes per second of download. I have 5 of upload. I would love for Google Fiber to come so you could get a sweet deal. I think they give you 1,000 megabits per second. This will be interesting. Destroy all other minions and discard your hand. Alright. That's an interesting choice. Just keep things nice and even.
Reporting
here.
for duty.
Man, does he not have any cards? Does he not understand how this thing is gonna work? Here is immune when attacking. So, yeah, I'd like to get a new router, set some things up. I'm sure over time I'll figure out that other services need to be set up on it too. But I'm kind of hoping to get a new router and set it up on that one than waste time on the old one. Because it's probably the third or fourth time in over 3 years that it's gotten stuck. And I've had to just erase everything and start over again. I'm a little worried that it's getting hacked by somebody, but I try my very best to search and research and see if there's anything that could be accessing it, or if there was, and put as much security into it. Let's play Priest, I guess. It doesn't really matter who we play. So, if it is getting hacked, I'm seeing no traces of that at all. It probably isn't. It's probably just crashing under the massive weight of constantly working. Interestingly enough, routers are one of the few devices these days that will run 24/7 and are still reliable, whereas cell phones and computers are prone to need to be rebooted. Speaking of rebooting, I upgraded my phone again, and it has this default thing where if I upgrade it I need to go back and set the phone app as the default, otherwise it just reboots when somebody tries to call me. And that's irritating when that happens. And weird. Take control of some other cards. So now we just need to see if there's anything we want here. Like 5 health would be a potentially interesting maneuver. Double a minion's health. Deal 5 to the enemy. Let's see, destroy a minion with 3 attack or less. Destroy a minion with 5 attack or less. Let's see, take 2 of those. And let's go back and deal 5 damage to the enemy and see if there's anything else I want to get rid of. There you go, that seems like that'll work. Hop in here and get that victory too. Again, you can pretty much tell I just want to do one recording. And it's going to bite me in the butt eventually, but not yet. What I think we're in much larger danger of is that there's just going to be a monkey wrench in the works that shows up. And it's just going to be like, I've got 1 day to record 6 series, so I get at least an episode 1 out for each of those series. And then the next day would be like, well, now I have 1 day to record 6 episodes of that game again. And I've got another day and another day. And it's eventually just going to wear me down, and there will be no way I succeed. So I think that's how I would fail if I fail anything. If it doesn't sneak up on me as far as Hearthstone, which I don't think it would particularly, I'll start doing like 30-minute recordings. Sadly, I guess there's nothing to talk about even after E3 though. We've had a little bit of stuff to talk about, yes, but not as much as I would have liked. Let's go here. Freezing trap.
The hunter becomes the hunted.
Interesting phrase, considering that was the hunter. Each time you cast a spell, add a random hunter card to your turn. Deal 5 damage to a minion, take 2 damage to the adjacent ones. Let's see how this works. This will be interesting. Lock and load. Deal 5 damage to him. Gazira! I'll take Gazira. Whenever a minion takes damage, double its attack. Nice. Yeah, but I really don't have anything new to say. It's strange. It's strange. I thought that there would be more. And like I said before, E3, it feels like there aren't, it wasn't certainly made 100% for me. Which of course makes sense. Why would the entire thing be made to satisfy one person? Simply wouldn't happen. But I kind of wish it had. If I deal 4 damage to this guy, he would do 12 to this guy. This ought to be interesting. So he now has to kill this guy. Can't attack. We'll do at least 8. We'll do 8 damage to everybody else. In the turn. There we go. So after doing Silent Age, I think I'm gonna do Dig, which is gonna be a really old game, point and click adventure game, because it's a fantasy themed game that I believe was fully voiced, and it seems strange that Silent Age was only voiced in the 6 conversations that it had, but none of the monologue when you actually clicked on items or in your head was voiced. That seems very weird. In fact, there's a couple of flaws that's just like, I think the Silent Age 2 was like a Russian game. The only reason I'm getting that is the achievement guide I followed to get the last few achievements was written both in English and Russian.
The light shall bring victory.
So, maybe not. It seemed a little weird. I have no problem with Russian games. I'd like to see more Russian games. Tetris was a Russian game. So one of the most popular games ever. I'd like to see more games from all nationalities that introduce more things from those cultures. And there was this game I saw, and I didn't really do anything on it. Maybe it wasn't on Steam, or maybe I just watched somebody review it and then kind of ignored it and forgot about it. But there's one game where it's kind of this brawler slash RPG game set in an African country and based on some African religious doctrine, which seems cool. So I should have done more with that, certainly. Africa is a land of many tribes, and a land of many tribes is a land of many stories. That's what video games is stories, so we certainly want new and unique ones of those. Do I need to kill these guys, or what? Destroy all other minions and discard your hand. Or do we bring somebody out? Let's just do it.
Must consider.
Well played.
So, moving on. So, in the wake of OMG Chad's video, am I doing any big changes to mine? Not really. Still desperately need an artist, still desperately need more art, still desperately need better skill. I don't know how much I particularly want to bandwagon and just jump on the newest thing. Like Captain Minecraft is a great example of it. It's just like, yes, I can do new Minecraft things all the time, and probably as long as I'm fast, as long as I get them out before anybody else, I'll probably get a lot more views. But that certainly would burn me out. I'm not that much of a Minecraft player. Not really any of a Minecraft player. And going back to Captain Minecraft 4 just really more proved it. When it's It's 1.10 as far as this version of Minecraft. If in 1.11 or 12 or 13 or however they want to do that, if at some distant point they added something that was really interesting, I might get back into it for a little while.
The light
I might
shall
even
bring
go 6
victory.
months, maybe even a year. But then again, I would just be right back out. Of course, how many games do you play even that long? Not that many. But I don't want to force myself. I've got so many other games. I like the variety of games. I think it differentiates my channel. I feel like in the long run, people are going to come back to my channel and go, oh, he's got these games, and he's covered this game, and he's covered this game, so let's go back and think about this. Furthermore, when people are searching certain things, recommendations are based on things you've watched before, so if you've watched one of my videos and then you start to look up a different game, guess what? You're gonna start getting suggested me again. So if you've watched Minecraft a year ago and now you're into Hearthstone, guess I might be in the suggested videos because there's a connection there, and that's really where I want it to go. I want to be able to keep what I'm recording to be as diverse as the number of games, or at least percentage of diversity of games that I played when I was just playing video games for myself. I don't want to all of a sudden become this obsessive person that's only doing Minecraft because it only gets me views. If I was just trying to make money, I certainly wouldn't be doing YouTube. I haven't seen anything there that says that would really end up helping you. Let's see. So, yeah, I want to keep doing random things. What's eventually going to happen is I'll run out of old things completely. They will start remaking things. Speaking of remaking things, Bulletstorm apparently, at least, is being remade, which is an interesting argument. Should I replay a game that I didn't really like the first time just because it's remastered, just to say I didn't like it? I mean, nobody really liked it that much. It had some major flaws in personality. It had some interesting gameplay mechanics that could easily have shown up in like a Borderlands style game. We could get a charge character here. I've taken to watching Detective Conan. I don't know if I said this before, but watching that before going to sleep, and I'm enjoying that quite a bit. Charge character. There's only so many times they can freeze before they're just gonna lose. I wonder if this death rattle will activate if I played something that destroyed it, like Deathwing. Could I play this, then play Deathwing, and then get that death rattle?
What to do?
Probably. Seems like it should work. He's got like nothing. I don't understand why these people are playing these decks. It's like, you start at 10 mana, play 10 mana cards. Regardless of how good your strategy is, when the game is so late, when the strategy of how the cards are made is so broken, you're not going to turn that around. Here, cost 1 less for each one in the battlefield. Should I do this? This one's down to 13. Molten Giant has become really impossible to play, hasn't it? And if I heal him, he'll go back up. Well, that's all he could do. Ragnaros, Firelord. I have a taunt. I can play this guy. And I could play these two guys. But I don't think I can do. So let's
That's
attack.
not a valid target.
That one. And then attack. And attack. Do I heal and play an 8 character?
Not too quickly.
I think I heal and then
Symphony of Terror begins.
So yeah, what was I talking about? What was I talking about? If I ran out of games, I can't imagine though that I still wouldn't have a daily release of something. At least Hearthstone. And I don't think I could ever actually run out of that many games. It just seems unrealistic. Destroy your hand and all that. Let's see. That one's gone. Attack. And then exactly 6. And then that's ice block. That's what I thought. But I'm at 6, so maybe you can't play either one of these cards to do enough damage. What's this card? Good. Oh, we're at 52 minutes. Let's see. Let's just go long. I just don't even want to bother turning off the recording here. A lot of the games, like Horizon Zero Dawn, is one I'm kind of interested in. I saw nothing on it. Partially my fault, I guess. I didn't really sit through all the streamings, but I also didn't get any recording done, so I've failed on 2 fronts there.
Watch your
But
back.
The light shall bring victory.
the new God of War game, like the Sony press conference in particular, is this weird ball of like, I'd love to play a lot of these games, but none of them are coming to PC, so what do I do with that? I guess I can't do too much to it. I seriously doubt, unless major income just appears, comes in somehow, I seriously doubt that I would have the extra $500 to be able to record properly a PlayStation 4 recording. I can stream it and get probably a little less quality that way. I think I can stream it at least, but to get an actual capture box and record it right as it's going, is an extra $500, and then you're probably going to spend about $500 just to get a PlayStation 4. And there's just some weirdness there too. It's like, I don't even think if they get all the important games that I missed on PlayStation 1, 2, and 3, and get them all the exclusives that I missed, so the games I missed basically. Even if they got all of that together, I don't feel like
Symphony of
there's enough backward compatibility going on there. Yeah, I couldn't run out of games. I really couldn't. There's too many Japanese RPGs, too many romance games. There's too many styles of games I just generally don't play that I could start playing. There's too much COD blobs going on there. Let's see. This one. Battle Cry. This one.
I wonder.
Yeah, which one should I do? Let's do this one. So, I could see myself lowering the number of videos released. Also, I've stopped saying everything comes out on Monday through Friday, but that's not really an indicator that I'm thinking about releasing things on the weekend. I still kind of feel like the weekend is this. It's just too much. There's nothing sacred about the weekend to me. It's just, I think it's just too much work to ask of people.
Your nightmare begins.
I should have played this one. Oops.
Not quite what was planned.
Mistakes were made.
Right. You're right. Mistakes were made. But I also going into the as I'm going into towards Halloween, I don't want to end up with a complete just buffer or apparent buffer there, even though that is kind of what I'm doing. I would like to have things be as smooth as previous series, where we mostly only cover one game in at least most of the time slots. I don't play a bunch of adventure games or a bunch of puzzle games or a bunch of independent games to add up to something that just to get near
Light shall bring victory.
October 1st. Also, the first Halloween October month will certainly be an indicator on how many old horror games I want to keep, and whether I'll just start knocking those out, because I've been holding back on that. Certainly, there's a lot of VR stuff, certainly, and Cthulhu. That's about the worst character to bring, but whatever.
I got the best deal
Eddie 3.
anywhere.
Again, if I'm not going to get Capture Box, I'm certainly not going to get a VR system. I'm probably not even going to get a Phase 2 audio setup. Phase 2 of my audio setup is to get a professional microphone, which would probably be about $300, a mic stand, a mixer board, which would probably be about $300, maybe $300 for the two of them. That very well could be the case. Do I want to take control of his guy? Sure. Let's see, do I want to kill this guy? Whenever you cast a spell, draw a card, add a random class to your thing. Let's kill this. And then this. And then end the turn.
Incredible.
See, and that's about the only way to get the Molten Giant out. Molten Giant is become so useless. I don't know why you would nerf Molten Giant anyways.
I dream and the world trembles.
I don't know what the card combination is to get your health down that low, that fast, where it would really be worth it. There we go, another give up. A lot of people giving up right now, that's good. We need one more victory and then we'll be done with this recording. It's going long. Yeah, at an hour now. I could have broken it up into two 30-minute recordings. I guess I didn't know what I really wanted from E3. I think I expected too much of it, certainly. I expected to be able to talk about games non-stop and get new announcements every week about games as soon as the videos will come out. But it's as soon as E3 happened, but it's really not the case. We've got the foundation, like I said, of a good season in the next year, but no real guarantee. There was this Nier game that I think is based on an anime. I'd like to maybe play that one, but everything's up in the air still very much. There we go, 5 to your face. It's really where the Steam sale starts to happen that I'll get to make all those decisions, and I'll probably put a lot of effort. If this year's Steam summer sale is like last year's Steam summer sale, there will be a clicker game or something with it. Maybe that's the case. Maybe it's not. The winter sale in comparison didn't have anything like that, and they were just like, fine, we don't really care that much anyways.
Symphony of attack.
And I think they sold probably as many games in the winter sale as they did the summer sale. But if there is some kind of clicker game, I'll try to record it. I'll try to get something out of it as actual footage, but I will almost certainly also be wasting an incredible amount of time with that clicker game and shopping and just not recording. So if the Steam summer sales are always within a couple of weeks of E3, which would make sense, it seems like every year this is going to be one of my 2 vacations I take, the other being kind of the winter sale thereabout. And so since I am the boss of myself and I pay myself accordingly, as in I don't make any real money, I would say probably a summer 2 weeks, a winter 1 week type vacation, and then 6 days for whenever I need it, which is in America quite a good package, I would say.
Cower!
Quite a good deal. Probably to non-Americans, it sounds like that's a little low.
You win this one.
Let's see, do I have anything else to say? Why do I ask myself these questions? I didn't even realize I was going to record today, so we got 10 victories for every single quest done. That gives me another 3 days. We got the Tavern Brawl. I could have easily missed it. We're up to 4,080 gold. We've got Zero Dust. We made a new card. And yeah, everything's done. So at an hour and 4 minutes, which is kind of long, we're done with this recording. As always, I ask you to like, share, subscribe, comment if you want to. Let me know what you want me to do with my channel, what you suggest. I could certainly use suggestions. I'm spinning my wheels just talking to myself, really. Like, share, subscribe, comment if you want to. Watch every second of my videos. If you want to support me even further than that. Still haven't gotten a donation, so you could click on my name Rydo to get to my main YouTube page. On the right is the support this channel donation button. That would be really appreciated. And then down below is the Facebook, Twitter, Tumblr, Google+, Steam, and Bell.net links in the description box. Friend and follow me on all of that. I'm doing pretty good on the Twitter stuff, but there's so many bots on Twitter. It's like people follow me, but I can see they're not watching my videos. There's not videos getting watched, which sucks. And people retweet me, and it still doesn't really help that much. But maybe one day it will. Maybe we'll get out of the bottom of the barrel bots and get some real fans. Thank you for watching. Have a good evening.